You cannot calm the storm until you calm yourself. Your mind is never quiet. Even now, while your body sits still, your thoughts keep moving. Replaying conversations, imagining future disasters, regretting the past, overanalyzing small details nobody else even remembers. And the worst part is, you know it is exhausting, but you still cannot stop. You tell yourself, I'm just being careful. I'm trying to prepare. I need to think this through. But deep down, you know this is not clarity. It is mental chaos disguised as intelligence. The Stoics understood something most people never realize. A mind that cannot stop reacting cannot experience peace. Because overthinking is not wisdom. It is often fear, disguised as thought. And if you do not learn how to control your mind will control you. Most people think suffering comes from reality itself. But according to Stoicism, much of human suffering comes from interpretation. Not events, interpretation. Two people can experience the exact same situation, yet suffer differently. One collapses emotionally. The other remains calm. Why? Because the mind creates emotional meaning. This is why overthinkers suffer so intensely. Not because life is always harder for them, but because their minds never stop producing emotional noise. A delayed text message becomes rejection. A mistake becomes humiliation. An uncertain future becomes catastrophe. The mind takes simple events and turns them into psychological storms.
Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That sentence alone explains the modern mind. Most people are not destroyed by reality. They are destroyed by the stories they continuously tell themselves. And modern life makes this even worse. Your brain was never designed for endless stimulation. But now, every day, your attention is attacked. Notifications, social media, comparison, bad news, endless opinions. The mind never rests anymore. Silence has become uncomfortable. Many people cannot even sit alone for 5 minutes without needing distraction. Because the moment silence appears, their thoughts become louder. And so, they escape. Into scrolling, into entertainment, into noise. But the Stoics believed escape is not freedom. Real freedom comes from mastering yourself. Stoicism does not teach you to destroy your thoughts. It teaches you to stop obeying every thought. That is the difference. Most people identify completely with whatever appears in their mind. If fear appears, they panic. If insecurity appears, they believe it. If anxiety appears, they surrender to it. But Stoicism teaches observation. The Stoics understood that thoughts are automatic. You cannot always control what enters your mind, but you can control what deserves your attention. Imagine standing beside a highway. Cars continue passing endlessly. You do not chase every car. You simply observe. Stoicism teaches you to treat thoughts the same way. Some thoughts deserve action. Most do not. This changes everything for overthinkers. Because overthinking grows stronger every time you emotionally react to unnecessary thoughts. The mind learns through repetition. The more attention you give fear, the stronger fear becomes. But when you pause, observe, and refuse to feed destructive thinking,
the mind slowly becomes quieter. Not instantly, gradually. The Stoics practiced this constantly. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That is the foundation of Stoicism. Not controlling the world, controlling your response to the world. Because peace is not found in perfect circumstances. It is found in disciplined perception.
The truth is, most overthinkers are trying to control uncertainty. That is the hidden reason behind mental chaos. The future feels unpredictable, so the mind keeps analyzing everything, hoping thought can create safety. But it never works. No amount of overthinking can guarantee certainty. And deep down, the mind knows this, which is why anxiety never fully disappears. The Stoics accepted something difficult. Life is uncertain. Always. People change. Plans fail. Loss happens. Time moves forward without permission. Most people fight this reality. Stoics trained themselves to accept it. Not passively, but intelligently. Because resistance creates suffering. When your mind says, this should not be happening, you begin fighting reality itself.
And reality always wins. That is why overthinkers feel exhausted. Their minds are constantly trying to control things that cannot fully be controlled. Other people, future outcomes, opinions, timing, uncertainty. But Stoicism asks a powerful question. What is actually within your control? Your choices, your perspective, your behavior, your response. That is all. And strangely, that realization becomes liberating. Because the moment you stop trying to mentally control everything, your mind finally begins to relax. The Stoics believed inner peace comes from reducing unnecessary mental resistance, not from eliminating problems, not from escaping life, but from accepting reality without emotional panic. And maybe that is what true strength actually is. Not becoming emotionless, but remaining calm while emotions exist. Not eliminating thoughts, but refusing to become enslaved by them. Because the strongest mind is not the loudest mind. It is the calmest one. Look at the ocean during a storm. The surface becomes violent. Waves crash endlessly. Wind roars. Everything appears chaotic. But deep beneath the surface, the ocean remains still. Stoicism teaches you to become like that, not controlled by surface turbulence, but grounded beneath it. Your thoughts may continue appearing. Fear may still visit you. Anxiety may still exist sometimes. But wisdom is learning not to drown inside every thought. Most people spend their lives reacting automatically. Thought appears, emotion follows, panic begins. Stoicism interrupts that cycle. It creates space between thought and reaction. And inside that space, freedom exists. This is why solitude was important to the Stoics.
Because silence reveals the condition of your inner world. If silence feels terrifying, your mind may still be dependent on distraction. But if you can sit quietly with yourself without needing constant stimulation, something changes. You begin reclaiming control over your attention. And attention is one of the most powerful things a human being possesses. Because wherever attention goes, energy follows. If your attention constantly feeds fear, fear grows. If your attention constantly feeds anger, anger grows. But if your attention learns calm observation, peace slowly grows instead.
So if you think too much, you are not weak. You are simply living with an undisciplined mind in a world designed to overstimulate it. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They knew the human mind naturally drifts toward fear, desire, comparison, and chaos. Which is why inner peace must be trained daily, through awareness, through discipline, through acceptance. Not every thought deserves belief. Not every emotion deserves reaction. Not every fear deserves your energy. And maybe true intelligence is not thinking more,
but knowing which thoughts to let go. Because eventually, the goal is not to silence the mind completely. The goal is to stop becoming controlled by it. And when that happens, something rare appears. Stillness. Not outside you, inside you.